Eric Oshiomhole. I represent the people of Edo North. I do not intend to repeat any of the statements that have been made very eloquently by all of those who have spoken. And my point is not only informed by the fact that we were all contributors to the struggle against apartheid. I remember very well that it was because of the struggle against apartheid that a Nigerian president, then head of state, Murtala Mohammed, declared before the Americans that Henry Kissinger, who was Secretary of State, was not welcome to Nigeria. In the words of General Murtala Mohammed, he said the era of gunboat diplomacy was over. Nigeria's commitment to eradication of apartheid is not negotiable. And they proceeded to nationalize British petroleum because the British too were supporting apartheid. So I can understand the pain that where we have built relationship, today we are looked at as if we are a burden. But for me, sir, I didn't come to the Senate to lament what is not right. And I know that in diplomacy, there is the law of reciprocity. What are the issues in South Africa? The president of South Africa did campaign openly that foreigners were taking the jobs that South Africa people could do. That is why his hands and his legs are tied. What is my response? These Nigerians who are in South Africa, they are not there on holiday. They are there to work and to earn. And which kind of job are they doing? There are two categories. Many are traders, others are doing maybe some high-skilled jobs. So my view is that it is time to reciprocate. This Senate should adopt a position that MTN, a South African company that is cutting away millions of dollars from Nigeria every day, that Nigeria nationalize it and withdraw its license so that Nigerian company can take over the MTN business and recruit more people. Those coming from South Africa will find good jobs working with the company that will replace MTN. And I know that South Africa president has interest in MTN. The second is that we ask the Minister of Communication of the federal government to revoke the DSTV, which is also a South Africa company that is cutting away millions of dollars, even abusing, resorting to practices that will not even be accepted in South Africa. I don't want this Senate to be shedding tears, to sympathize with those who have died. We didn't come here to shed tears, and I'm not going to shed tears. If you hit me, I hit you. I think it is appropriate in diplomacy. It's an economic struggle. What the black South Africans are saying is that Nigerians are taking their jobs. Okay, Nigerians, come home. I take over the job of MTN. Nigerians, come home. I take over the job of DSTV. When we hit back, the president of South Africa will not only talk, he will go on his knees to recognize that Nigerians cannot be intimidated, and we do not condone anyone's life being lost. If a crime has been committed under South African law, they have a right to bring any sort of person to justice. But to kill our people as if we are helpless, we are not. By the time we turn in the economy hardship, we withdraw MTN license, we revoke DSTV license. Those people coming from Nigeria, from South Africa will have good jobs to do. Let South Africa continue with their jobs. Then when we have this balance of madness, I believe there will be sanity, and we will kick our bilateral relationship in a manner that is a win-win. Right now, Nigeria trade deficit with South Africa. South Africa is the one benefiting. So my colleagues, let's not turn this place to a place of mourning and crying and lamenting. Let us bite in a manner that they will be the one begging. I so hold and I persuade my colleagues that when we come to prayers, we should include these two prayers. That MTN license be withdrawn, that DSTV license be withdrawn. There are Nigerians who can provide those services, and they will employ those who are coming back home from South Africa. You bite me once, I bite you twice. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Aliru.
My name is Madabuchuku John Okeke from John Okeke from Anambra State, Oksigo local government.
Where were you based in South Africa?
I based in Johannesburg, Joburg South, Tarfontein.
So, Sandwich, are you happy to be back in Nigeria?
Yeah, I'm very happy because a lot have been going there. I'm very, very happy to come back with my life because a lot of people that will go through this process, some of them couldn't make it. Some passed away yesterday. 2 were killed yesterday. One was killed in Pretoria, one was killed in Germiston because of all this Abraham. Yeah, so I'm really happy to come back with my life.
Sorry, how long have you been?
I've been in South Africa for over 7 years, since 2019, February 25.
Okay, do you have the necessary papers, documents to be in South Africa?
Yes, I have my passport is valid. The ASRAM, I have ASRAM, but before we travel, we have to cancel the ASRAM by Home Affairs before they can process your TC.
Now, when you were in South Africa during this whole saga, were you under any kind of threat, and what?
A lot of threats. Even where I'm staying, you can't sleep with 2 eyes closed. You can't sleep with 2 eyes closed. You can't walk by the street. When you are walking by the street, you have to be looking at your back in case. And those police people use that thing to make it like they open a business for them. Because even when you show them your document, they still want money from you. So I would say there is a lot of threat, and government are not doing anything. Their government are not doing anything about it. Some people will walk through this process. One of us passed away yesterday because of this process. They was hitting the guy with their stick, and the guy passed away yesterday night. And also in on Nigerian embassy, one guy was also robbed there, and they couldn't do anything. And policemen were parking there, they couldn't do anything for that. So I'm very happy to come back with my life.
Right now, I feel relieved that I'm back home because actually I've spent about 14 years in South Africa without being in Nigeria for so long. So I've spent about 14 years in South Africa. So right now that I found this opportunity to come back home, I think I'm happy, I'm relieved, I'm safe also. I'm back home here, to start over again because actually what happened to me in South Africa is terrible. Like what I'm trying to say is that I can't explain everything because, what I'm trying to say is that it's too much for me. The first attack I had with South African citizens was about 9 years ago. They destroyed my shop, they burned my properties. Then I have to start over again. Then after some years, about 5 years, they still came back again and burned everything down. They really attacked me, they beat me up. Then what happened that year was terrible for me. I have to run for my life. I have to change the province that I was staying. Then I have to relocate somewhere else. Still, they were still chasing us. They said that we Nigerians, we must go back. I've been to South Africa. I've been staying there for about 14 years. I was doing my business, legit business. I was doing an electrical job. I repair phones and I sell phone accessories. I've never committed any offense in South Africa. What I'm trying to say is that, even the police, they know that because when I went to police station to do fingerprints, they couldn't find any problem with me. Understand what I'm trying to say? So, which means that I have never committed any crime in South Africa. But they keep chasing us Nigerians. They say that we must go back home. I don't know the reason why.
I experienced a lot. I swear to God, South Africa is not a country.
It's not a country.
I swear.
South Africa is a zoo.
South Africa is not a country. South Africa is a zoo. I've been in South Africa now 12 years.
What was your most difficult moment in South Africa?
Since when I been in South Africa, everything difficult. I lost everything. I lost money, I lost property, I lost my wife, I lost my son over there. 3 years old today. Imagine, birthday today. And it's today they are chasing us. South Africa will never see forgiveness in this world. I swear. There will lack of everything. I swear.
My name is Emanuela Kagosu. Then I went to South Africa, so thinking I'm going to make money in South Africa, but that place is no place to go. It's not safe. We face a lot of difficulties because we Nigerians, we are very hardworking, but them, they are very, very lazy. So they think maybe Nigerians were taking their jobs, we're taking their wives, and whatever, So now they call something match and match, and that match and match thing is, they start shouting at the streets, parabolating around saying that we should amber. Amber means leave my country. So then we are not safe. Even where we are sleeping, our eyes is not closed because we are scared. So then we had to just come back home. No place like home.
My name is Samuel. I previously worked with MTN customer care service, so an opportunity came there to work with another SIM card company. So I decided to have another level of experience. So I went there to do that. When you're in an environment that you feel your life and property is no more safe, I think the best thing is for you to just leave that environment. You understand? We've been hearing it because I base in Cape Town, but there are some places where the attack is getting hotter. You understand? And all these people, they know where foreigners are. By the time they speak their language to you, you're unable to respond, they already know you're a foreigner. Even looking at you, they already know you're a foreigner. So they give themselves tips. They can just say, okay, go to so place, there is a foreigner there, and they drag you out, start insulting you, go back home, do this, do that. We're going to kill you, and you can't wait until they kill you and before you take the necessary action. So, and that's why I find myself here.